Hello people. How's it going? I must take a sip of water first. Hang about. Okay, how's it going? Oh, what a day! What a day! What a day! Right. I want to talk about something that's been bugging me for a while, and that is when jewelers sell supposedly brand new watches, but they're actually not pre-owned, but they're second-hand. And I noticed this back in the day when I was working for H. Samuel and Half Price Jewelers, and but I've noticed that even I never really thought of it too much. It never really weighed heavily on my mind that much when I was working in the game. But as a customer and I'm actually spending money, I thought about it a lot more. And most of the watches that I have are actually second-hand. Okay, now I'm going to tell you why. When you walk into a jeweller's, they've got glass cabinets. Excuse me a sec, it's just that. They have glass cabinets where the watches sit. Now, I forget how many times the assistant comes over and they have to keep on opening the cabinets and they're not allowed to take out too many watches and all of this stuff. You know, and I mean, I've got an issue with that straight off, but let's stick with the case in point, which is these watches are sitting behind these cabinets, right? These highly polished cabinets, and every time you pull a watch out and you touch it, it's second-hand. Every time someone puts it on their wrist, it's second-hand. You cannot avoid it. And you know, last time I went in there, I tried on a number of watches. I tried on about 3 or 4 watches before I decided to end up going with my Casio G-Shock. And I'm trying on these watches, and as I'm putting these watches on, I'm thinking, this is actually a second-hand watch now, because I've had this on my wrist for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time. So that's like, I think I tried on 3 watches when I was there. So that's 3 watches I've had on my wrist now, and my wrist wasn't sweaty or dirty or anything like that. You know, I had a shower in the morning and all that kind of stuff. But even so, there are people that go in there, and you know, I don't know what their body hygiene is like, but yet they've been putting these darn watches on, you know, and I mean, every watch that I've got apart from one, I believe to be second-hand. And although there were discounts attached to these watches, it's not enough in order to sell them. I feel, even though I ended up buying them, you know, it's just it's just not enough. So what you actually come out of there, you go in there thinking that you're going to get a brand new watch, but you're not. You're not. You're actually coming away with a second-hand watch, but you're paying practically full price for. I mean, I paid like 80. I paid this. Hang on, this was originally, I think it was £100, and I paid, I think it was £90 for it, 89.99 or something. So I got 10 quid off. But you know, I don't know how long this watch was sitting there with the battery in there, just like constantly being used up. I mean, this watch could have been sitting there for like 2 months before it was bought, before it was snapped up. You know, and I've been in various jewelers and things like that. I went into Beaverbrooks, and this woman in there said that, oh no, these watches, they fly out, and yeah, maybe they do, but not that quickly. I mean, I was standing outside many a time, standing outside Ernest Jones and H. Samuel, because they were together. So you had the H. Samuel was there, the Ernest Jones was there, and I'm standing outside munching on some fries, and I'm watching how many people walk in, and hardly anyone was in there. There were people in the H. Samuel, but there was hardly anyone in the Ernest Jones, and the same with the Beaverbrooks. And I've stood outside the Beaverbrooks on many occasions, looking in the window, and you can see directly into the store, and there's no bugger there. There was an assistant in there, and probably a manager type person in there, and they were standing there, and they were watching me. They were taking a good look at me, because I was looking at the tags. I was looking at the Tag Heuer. I was considering getting one, and they were looking at me, and they were probably having a conversation about me, whether I was going to come in or not. But I was looking in, and there was nobody in there at all. Absolutely no bugger in there whatsoever. No one in there, right? Not one little customer in there. And I just thought, yeah, this is what it's like, But getting back onto, selling these, it just makes me wonder if they've got the inventory actually in stock. Because when I worked for H. Samuels, they had a stock room. I was told they don't have a stock room anymore. And I just happened to mention that when I worked there, we had a stock room, and it was actually in this branch that I worked. And she went, oh really? I went, yeah. And we had a stock room there. Yeah, it's still in the same place and that. And we had all the watches in there and everything. She goes, no, we don't keep the watches there. We keep them in the drawers under the till and all this. So I was thinking, oh, blimey. So I looked at the size of the drawers, and they weren't that big. They weren't like huge sized drawers or anything where you can have stacks and stacks of stock. So it makes me wonder that they only get like a limited delivery of watches, and then they just whack them in the display cases and then just sell them from the display cases. So what you're buying is you're purchasing like ex-display models or display models. So as soon as you bought them, they're ex-display watches, so they're second hand, but they're second hand before you purchase them anyway, because people have been trying them on. There could be like a few hundred people a month try these watches on, or 1,000 people a month try them on, and not buy them, but just try them on, because they're deciding which watch they want to take. So naturally they're going to try on a certain number of watches, and I think when I was in there, I tried on three different watches before purchasing my G-Shock. And so yeah, I have a really, really big issue with that. I really do. Okay, yeah, I did get a discount on it, so it wasn't as bad, but even so, a brand new watch should be a brand new watch, and the display ones should remain in the case as just purely display watches. But if they don't sell them, then they're going to be losing money. So, but I've always, it's just better to receive a brand new watch when you hand your cash over, and that's the way it should be. Whether you're spending 80 quid or whether you're spending £500 or £1,500 or £3,000, you should never ever receive a damn display watch. I mean, that's just like an insult. Do you know what I mean? And now you've got to get the thing cleaned. You've got to go out there and clean the damn thing, and well, you can't steam clean it, so you're gonna have to get some kind of cleaning cloth to do it. And I just I just think that that's wrong. But anyway, So that's what a lot of these jewelers do. They sell pre-owned second-hand watches at brand new, practically brand new pricing, and you know, it's got to stop. It's got to end, guys. I don't know whether it's worth campaigning for this kind of thing. Probably not. I don't think these jewelers are going to change. But you know, it's interesting what jewelers get up to, isn't it? But look, we'll end the video there, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Thank you.